So today a number came up on my phone when we were just starting to record here, and it was my gynecologist, and I didn't recognize it, so I didn't answer, but she left me this message, and I just need to talk to you because I have to go over your results. I've never gotten that before, so it shook me up a little bit. I don't know if it's something they do now, so I'm freaking out because I'm just like, what is going on? Why are they calling me? Why didn't I just get that letter sent to me? And it's making me very, very nervous. So now I'm sitting here and I'm freaking out because I wish I would have taken that phone call, but it's just the anticipation of like what is going to be said to me. My life could change in the matter of a minute, and I'm scared.
Wow.
Ugh.
When we last left you,
I left this with a cliffhanger, didn't I?
How about that? Jeez.
Oh,
well, before we start talking, good morning. Welcome to Mornings with the Queen, the Eyes Up Here YouTube exclusive morning show hosted by, of course, the Queen of Extreme, Francine, and me, the Chadster. But again, when we last left you, yes, we had an Eyes Up Here episode and posted on iHeartRadio yesterday, but we had the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers, which I know are going to get into as we start today. So, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone. I'm going to wait a couple minutes, let people come in the room. I just tweeted it out. Let's say good morning to some of the people that have been waiting here. Walker, hello. Mad Cool Clips, hello. DJ Plays Favorites. Christy, hello, honey. How have you been? It's been a very long time since we've seen you. Hopefully you're well. Dream Warriors here. Brent is here. Lon's here. Lon, I hope you're doing okay, buddy. Oh God, I never say his name right. Ibzan. I'm sorry, buddy. I know who you are. He's our friend from Atlantic City. I saw him not too long ago, and he asked where you were, and I told him you never do these things, and he says why?
Not in a long time. I was just saying at the end of our show the other day, I got nothing going on for the first time in years.
Right. Andre's here. Hi, Andre. Diva Crave is here. Hello. We're just letting a couple people in, and then we're going to get into what I'm going through. Ronald, hello, friend. Our friend Ronald's here. Did you know?
I did not. I got to say to Lon, you sent me a message and then left me on a cliffhanger. I responded and then he never wrote back. What's up with that?
What's up with that, Lon?
Come on, Lon. I'm waiting to hear back.
I don't like cliffhangers, but I didn't have a choice because I didn't get the phone call back from my doctor until after 8 o'clock. It might have been like 8:30 at night, which I really wasn't expecting. Christy says she had a few health issues. Girl, I know what you're going through. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you're doing better. Lon will respond after the show. Thanks,
Lon. Way to be Johnny on the spot.
Oh, Ronald's True Sinister. Remember True Sinister from back in the day?
Yes. Okay. Yes,
YouTube
I do.
Destroyed it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not good. G-Man 64, he's awake. Oh yeah, you missed the last one. I'm glad you can make this one. All right, so let's recap. So I went last Friday. What's today? Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday. I
went last Friday to my gynecologist. I'm sorry. I went to my mammogram. Sorry. I went to get a mammogram and an ultrasound because they said, now I don't want to hear any jokes about this because this is not a funny matter, but they said my breasts are very dense. And I know a lot of women, when they get older, they go through this, their breasts are dense, and they have to take extra precautions when they get their boobs checked, because sometimes the mammogram doesn't pick everything up. And that's why they do an ultrasound. So in that case, that's what happened to me. So my mammogram came back clear, nothing showing really, but the ultrasound picked up a mass in my left breast. And it's on the smaller side right now, but they are concerned. And She pretty much told me, like, some people will blow this off because when I looked it up on the internet, it said between 20 and 40% of women who find a mass in their breast, it's usually cancer. Between 20 and 40%. So that means between 60 and 80% are benign, clear. So they have to cover themselves, and God forbid, if it is cancerous, we need to figure it out. So they suggested that I get a biopsy ultrasound, I believe it's called. I had a biopsy when I was 21 years old, a very long time ago. And I had a mass in my left breast, same thing, bigger, I believe, than the one I have now. And it was benign. And I just remember them sticking this huge needle into my boob and like extracting 5 to 6 vials of fluid to test to see if it was cancer. And it wasn't. And they just told me, like, avoid caffeine. Caffeine will make it like a little painful for you. And so, like, I still have like a cup of coffee in the morning, but that's pretty much all I have. This report, because I went on my patient portal, this report says it's closer to my areola or nipple area. So what they need to do is, I guess they're going to put the ultrasound on again. Now I've never had this done before, so I'm freaking out. It sounds very painful. They have to numb the area first. So you get an injection, numb it. Then you get a second injection while they are finding it with this ultrasound to be very precise on where to put the needle. And they have to, like, it said they jiggle the needle around to find the mass.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then, once they find it, they can extract the fluid and then they go and get it tested. There could be bruising, there could be swelling. I'm not allowed to go swimming afterwards for like 48 hours. You're not allowed to immerse your breast in water. You can take a shower, but you can't be underneath water for whatever reason. I don't know. But I called to schedule it, and the earliest I can go is July 3rd. So I have to wait a couple weeks, which, I
2
mean,
weeks.
I feel like if it was a matter of life or death, they would say, get your ass over there like right now and get it done.
Right.
But in the back of my head, of course, I'm thinking the worst. And I had a complete meltdown after I got that phone call. And my husband's like, you're already picking out a casket. Like, calm down. But like, your mind races.
Right. Understandably. But like I said, when we were on and you got that call and you missed it, it was funny. The phone rang and I was like, just, must be somebody giving us some news. Well, it really was.
Right.
But, if they felt the need to really get a hold of you, they would have got a hold of you. And also, too, I mean, I thought about this, you check the box when you log in or you sign into the doctor's office to allow them to leave messages on your answering machine. So
right.
Had you done that, this would have alleviated some stress for you that day to get the ball rolling. But
well, I did. She did leave a message, but it was very vague. It was like, oh, we have to discuss your results. Please call me back.
Right. Yeah. But maybe you could have gotten yourself a little more ease of news that day and get the ball rolling into this. No, I think they, I don't know. Well, I could be wrong. I've never had to have it done, so I can't.
I'm telling you, this in 13 years, I started getting mammograms when I was 40 years old. Okay, so this was my 13th mammogram, and I've never gotten a phone call, not once. So when that phone rang and it was my gynecologist, I knew something was wrong.
Yeah, that's not that you don't want that. I know that I do know as much.
No, so now like my mom, like I haven't slept since I got the news. Like I'm super nervous about it. I remember how painful it was to get the biopsy. I mean, if they catch it, it's completely worth it. But like when I was talking to my doctor, she was like, some people don't even do this because they think it's going to be negative anyway. So why take the extra step? And I was like, because if you don't do it and it is cancer, then you're screwed. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just assume everything's okay.
No.
And again, me being a pessimist, I'm thinking the worst. So I'm like, okay, you have to get in there and get it out if it's bad. So I mean, best case scenario, it's benign. They tell me not to worry about anything. I move on with my life. The worst case scenario, it's cancerous. And then we have to, oh my God, we have to, like, I don't even know what the next step would be, you know?
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
No, we're not there yet.
And
I hope I'm never there. I hope it never, I mean, oh my God, I'm getting like crazy thinking about it. I hope I never get to that part, but it's just, you try to take care of yourself and you go to these appointments when you're supposed to, and you do what the doctors tell you to do. And I've had all that problems with my stomach, and I'm slowly getting that back together. And then this pops up and I'm just like, good Lord, like it can always be worse, but like, give me a break already.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
These are those tests, you know, let's see how you can get through it. I'm sure, you know, again, in the moment it feels like it's the biggest, most horrible thing possible. But again, this, you can get through it clean, and you'll be looking back saying, okay, this is bad, but I made it through. So let's think of it in that capacity.
Yeah, I hope so. I just
easy for me to say, but
yeah, it's easy for anyone to say, but it's looming. It's just like this dark cloud that's over my head. And so like I was crying, and then my kids saw me crying, which I tried to hide, and they found me like they always do because they wanted to talk to me.
You've got the sensors, they find you.
Yeah, it's like the only place you can cry is in the shower, because they're not going to come in the shower to find me. But I was kind of like trying to hide from them, and they were just like, "Are you okay? What's happening? What's wrong?" And you don't want to show fear in front of your children. You know, that's the last thing I want them to do, is worry about me. But like, I just wear my heart on my sleeve. I show emotion too easily. I can't control, you know, crying or being upset. And that's where I'm at right now.
We call that being a human being. So
yeah.
welcome to it.
Yeah, but some people can be like stone faced and stuff doesn't bother them, you know. I cried at Boss Baby, the movie Boss Baby, the cartoon. Like, well, you know, it's
I mean, it had some touching moments in there. Don't see the new Lilo and Stitch then.
Oh yeah, I cry at the drop of a hat, and I'm just I don't think I'd worry as much as it, you know, if it was just me. But having two kids that depend on you, that's what worries me. So I'm just kind of like, I want to get it over with. Like, I would have went today if they had an opening, but again, the first opening was in a couple weeks, so I just took whatever they had. And yeah, my mother-in-law just had breast cancer. She's been okay, you know, but she had some gnarly radiation that she had to go through. Oh God, I just don't want to do. I'll do whatever I have to do, but I'm praying that it's nothing. But it's very scary. It's just scary. So I'm just in a state now where my mind is racing, and I'm just trying to occupy myself so I don't think about it as much, you know. Because honestly, there's nothing I can do for the next 2 weeks. Stress causes cholesterol. My cholesterol's high.
Right. The cortisol in your body will be going crazy.
I'm not supposed to be stressed out, but I'm stressed to the gills. You know, and then like they say, sugar causes cancer. Like, cancer feeds off of sugar. And the first thing I wanted to do was eat a giant piece of cake. And then I'm like, no, God forbid if I have cancer, I don't want to have sugar in my body. Like, I'm thinking all this stuff, and it's like completely overwhelming. And then I can't sleep. I've been up since 20 after 4. And I'm just so tired.
Up and at 'em, we call that.
Yeah, for real. But like, you get up that early and you can't do anything because you'll wake the house up. So I'm like tiptoeing around. I'm trying to make coffee and not wake anybody up. And I'm just, you know, I'm online real quietly in our sunroom. I'm trying to occupy myself. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I know people are worse out there than I am. I get it. But when it's you and it affects your well-being and your family, like, you feel it. and I'm overwhelmed. I need a break.
Well,
seriously.
I will now present to you the Eyes Up Here Mornings with the Queen morning show chat. And that's why I now implore the chat to step it up and keep the ball rolling and keep us happy today. Let's have one.
Thank
Hey,
you.
DJ Plays Favorite says one big group hug. How about that?
One big group hug. Unrealistic Cliff prayers. We love you. There's prayer hands. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Brian Trash is sending love. Thanks, guys. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm just like I said, I'm just trying to occupy myself. The biopsy is gonna really hurt. It's gonna hurt. I'm going to look away and shut my eyes, and I'm gonna pretend I'm on some deserted island with a nice cocktail in my hand and my feet in the sand. And hopefully that helps me. Maybe it won't be as bad as they say it is. I don't know, but we'll see.
How about this? All right, let me lighten the mood here for everybody a little bit.
Well,
I just
want to let everybody know, just in case we have to take a hiatus, or nobody wants to hear this every week. I sure don't want to talk about it every week, but
I have to send something to you myself, and that is a happy anniversary. Yesterday, 30 years ago, you made your TV debut. Congratulations. 30 years ago.
30 years ago. Craziness, right? I remember that night well. And it seemed, sometimes I say to myself, it seems like it was yesterday, and other times it seems like it was 100 years, but that started it all right there. That was my introduction to this crazy world of extreme championship wrestling. And I had no clue when I was standing there what was ahead of me. So it worked out pretty well, in my opinion.
Now, I can say there's two things. There is the full, unedited, us watching your debut on the YouTube members tab of this YouTube channel.
Cringe.
And there's also a truncated, edited version. This is a 100% plug for the membership. Implore you to sign up for the membership to watch this video. This is one of our best videos I think we ever did, was watching your debut. And I think we did this 2 years ago.
Oh, so wow.
The 28th anniversary.
Yeah, right.
Now it's funny, looking back, I can tell, I can answer this if anybody was wondering. You 100% made that sign.
Of course I did.
Because I could tell from the writing and the little squiggly that you did underneath the Richards that was you, because that's how you sign your autograph, with the little squiggly underneath.
And I don't know why I wrote Steve. Maybe I was trying to be like exclusive, like I'm the only one that could call him Steve instead of Stevie. I don't remember what the reason was, but I think they told me like make a sign, and I was like, okay. And then they just plopped me right there, in the corner,
next to Ringside Charlie here.
Ringside Charlie, who I see all the time. So
he probably has the sign.
I don't know. I wish I had that sign. Wouldn't that be fun if I still had it? I don't. But yeah, going in that day and being told like you're just gonna sit in the crowd, I said to myself, what do they have me doing? Like, am I going to just be a fan for months and months and months and just sit here? And that wasn't the case either. Because then I was so green. I was still learning psychology and how to do things and such. So that was a fun time. That was one of the least scary parts, because I had like a couple I had Mary Kate and Bella next to me, and they're like harmless. And then like Charlie, I had met him at Raw when I won that contest. So I already knew who he was. So that was one of the safer plant moments
right.
that I had.
Now he's booing you. He's saying, boo.
Yeah.
Why cheer for Richards? Come on.
Exactly. Yeah. But that was fun. It was fun, and it led to bigger and better things. So, God, 30 years, crazy.
30 years.
Woo!
Wow. Let's see. 30 years ago, I was in the 7th grade. So,
yeah.
There you go.
30 years ago, I was 23 years old. 23.
God bless you. I'll drink to that.
A wee lad. So yeah, lots of fun, good times, led to many memorable moments, and so fortunate that I was in that locker room, because best years of my career were spent in ECW. So.
I must have started watching ECW probably August of '95, maybe September, because I remember it being at the beginning of a school year. So had to be August, September-ish, '95. So
right.
I just missed watching yours in real time.
Right.
But everything beyond, that's when I picked up ECW. Man, that was just, oh God. I'll never forget how, like, just out of this world I felt watching ECW for the first time. You're like, what the hell is this?
It was a different time.
Oh my God, it was so cool.
So cool, and totally different from the big two, and a great alternative if you didn't want to watch them or you wanted something extra to watch. And it's funny because still, like, to this day, people use the word underground all the time when we meet them at these conventions. Because Shane and I were talking, and he said, while we were living this real time, we had no idea how many eyes were on us, because we're the local promotion that had syndicated TV and blah, 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 blah. But, if you didn't get the syndication, there were tape traders everywhere in every country, and people were watching us all over the world, and we didn't know it at the time. Now we do, because we get people from all over the earth coming up to us and say, you were so underground. I had to order a tape from Zimbabwe. It took 2 months to get to me, but I finally saw it. And it's crazy the lengths that these people went through to watch us, because it wasn't readily available to them. You had the people like the Sunshine Network or New York who had us on at 2 a.m. And then, those were the guys who used to go to the bars and then bring food home, and they had to be home at 2:00 to watch their ECW. But I'm talking these people who didn't even get the television. They were just out there searching. I don't know. The web was like out there. I didn't even know about the web back then. And people were on it talking about us and tape trading and getting all these VHS cassettes sent to them. And I mean, it was bigger than we ever imagined. So that's pretty cool. And that's why I love doing conventions, because you just meet people that you would never think know who you are, but they do. And I appreciate every single person. It's awesome.
MSG Network here represented. But my friend was the one whose parents ordered all the tapes. So that's how we got to see all the full unedited matches. Was the one family who didn't care what he was watching. They just ordered whatever he wanted. And we watched all those amazing 95, 96 shows that to me, again, that's my favorite era of ECW. It was 95, 96. And I will say I praise them all day long. WWE Vault, they just uploaded a Battle Royal compilation, and they included my favorite match of all time, the King of the Hill Battle Royal, is right smack dab in the middle of the Battle Royal compilation. So you and Shane wearing your matching PJs.
Oh, I was going to say, is that the one we were twinning on with our Zuba pants?
Yes. It's fantastic. To me, the best. You see everyone from ECW in this match. That's why I love that match. And again, YouTube plug, it's in our little YouTube video library.
Yeah. Hopefully people tune in so WWE can see, how much people love ECW. So hopefully people are clicking on it. But I might go over and watch it again, because
I know why they put it in there, because this guy wins it. That's why.
Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
No, I was gonna say no spoiler. I didn't say who it was.
It's very obvious who wins it. But to this day I can't remember why we matched. Maybe to be obnoxious.
Oh, had to be
because people hated us anyway. So
great.
We probably concocted a plan to just be stupid and wear the same exact outfit.
But it's unbelievable. I mean, it's literally Sabu, Eliminators, Gangstas, Little Guido, Brian Lee, Shane, Candido, RVD, Balls. It was like brand new debuting Balls. Spicoli. I mean, it's that late '96 roster. Everybody's in the match except for Taz. Dreamer's in it. No Raven. No Sam. Oh no, Sandman's in it. Raven's not. But everybody is in that match. It's unbelievable.
I wonder, did we go out twice that evening?
Yes, I think the other match was you. I want to say it was you and Shane versus Dreamer and Beulah in some capacity.
So I must have got changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. That's funny. Yeah. Anything to piss off the crowd, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
So
I have to just share this because I agree with this sentiment. Don't forget to elbow drop the like button and share this episode, please.
Oh, yes, please do. Thank you, DJ. I really wish people would. You know, I'm sick and tired of having to post a boob picture to get people to subscribe. I'm going to just say that right now. Why is that the only time people subscribe? Is when I put up a boob picture.
Because if I did it, we would get no response. So
you need to put that cleavage together and get that boob.
I could do some butt cleavage if you want. I just bend over and we could just post it like that if you want the butt cleavage.
Like I can put up a regular picture, nothing. I put up something with a massive boobs or cleavage, boom, 200 subscribers like that.
All I can say is let's get it going. Keep this morning show going. That's all I'll say. Let's keep the channel rolling. Let's do this, folks. We got a lot to talk about. Where do you want to go first?
You said you wanted to talk about a certain gentleman that appeared on Raw last night or the other night.
There is somebody who's back, and this has elicited a quite negative response from the majority of the people watching, but okay. Goldberg is back.
Goldberg is back. So what did you look up his status? What is his deal?
Goldberg will be on the Raws leading up to the next Saturday night's main event, where he will be challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship against his opponent, Gunther.
So is this a short-term deal?
This is a short-termer for Goldberg.
Okay. This could be interesting. You did say he was limping.
Yes, he did not look good coming to the ring the other night. Goldberg looked like a little bit of I literally hate to say Oldberg. He did not look good. And now this has been Goldberg's kind of MO. Every time Goldberg comes back, he gets a massive pop, which the crowd went nuts for him.
Right.
But then they shit on him. It's the weirdest thing. It's just like you pop for the pyro, the music, the entrance, and then he's there and it gets completely crapped on. This is exactly what happened a couple of years ago when he had the run where they actually gave him the belt, and him and Lesnar had that little bit of a trade-off in the championship feud. But oh my God, yeah, this was the modern fans, not Goldberg fans. Now, I've never been a big Goldberg fan, so I can't say this one even really moves the needle for me of nostalgia, and I got to tune in to see Goldberg. Yeah. But this one, I got to tell you, they don't care. This is like a very anticlimactic return for a legend the size of Goldberg.
Do you think at this stage of his career, the right thing to do would be to put over Gunther? Because why would they take away his heat? You know, he's one of the mega heels on the roster. I've always heard stories about Goldberg, you know, not wanting to put people over. And again, I never met the guy, so I don't know anything about him. I just know what I hear. Is he going to do what's right for business and put the younger, more green? Because isn't Gunther only in the business like 3-4 years?
No, he's been around for a little bit longer. He was on the Indies for a while before WWE signed him. Okay. But he's just he's a guy that does not need to lose to somebody like Goldberg. So if it was me, I'd have it be a squash. I'd just have Gunther kill Goldberg in the ring. You know, it's not going to happen.
No one wants to see a squash match between those two except for you. I want to see them work, even though I think Goldberg only has 3 moves in his arsenal that he can pop the
Yeah.
crowd with. But it would be interesting. Now, you saying that he's limping, is that going to affect his work rate? Is he limping because of a previous injury, or like what's the deal with that? Time will tell, but they better put Gunther over, and that's all I'm going to say. Because I don't want to see Goldberg as a champ for 2025.
No, it would not be. To me, it would just be, again, it would be anticlimactic for the career of Gunther, who, again, they put the belt back on him, which I had said I thought maybe they're putting the belt back on him because it would be switched to somebody else. Because I thought Jey Uso was going to be the transitional champ to Logan Paul, but they're not going to put the belt back on him to drop it to Goldberg, because then who the hell is he going to drop it to? So
I love Golden. I love Logan Paul. I love that kid. I think he is like the next Miz. He's so good. He's so good in the short amount of time that he's been there.
Oh, I agree.
Unbelievable. Well, wasn't there a time when you didn't think so? I remember arguing.
Didn't like him coming in at first. I thought it was taking a spot away from somebody.
Yeah, I remember
coming up, but I've completely changed on him.
Banging heads over this kid. Yeah, I think he has the it factor. He is the next breakout star. He is so fun to watch. And again, I watched his reality show with his brother, and it gave me a deeper perspective of the two of them and the way they conduct business and family life. I love him. I love him. I think he's great talent. I didn't know he was an actor. He was in several movies as well, which I had no clue. But man, he's so friggin' good. He has no right to be this good for the amount of time that he's been working. Yeah. He's good.
I think his brother was on Bizarre.
What is that?
It was a Disney Channel. It was a Disney Channel show that my kids watched. So
okay, never heard of that one.
Bizarre. He was great too. He was like the comic relief guy. He was hilarious.
Yeah, they seem like good guys, and I don't know. They have talent coming out of every pore of their body. They know how to market themselves. It's amazing the empire that they created by starting with these little videos as kids. Who knew?
Yeah.
Shit, if I knew, I'd be making videos with my 8mm and saving them and uploading them, and then maybe I could be a star like the Paul family. But I mean, it wasn't my destiny to do so. But
let me just give you a little. Here's a little Goldberg walking to the ring.
Is that him? What's his shirt?
Goldberg. I think it says. Let's see. It says Goldberg.
It just says Goldberg on.
This doesn't look the most.
Limping?
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He is not.
He is 100% limping. Look at him.
I think that's a stance like McMahon used to come
off.
No, I don't think he's limping.
He's limping. He looked like trash.
I don't think he was limping.
No. Limpy. They're going to call him Limpberg.
I don't see it.
That's what Mrs. Goldberg's going to call him too sooner or later. But he's Limpberg. He was limping. He was clearly limping.
I didn't see a limp. I'm sorry. I thought he was strutting his shit. Like this.
Oh, now we're going to start with the don't see a limp. He was limping.
I don't see a limp either. Thank you, Brent. I don't see. Everybody probably agrees with me. There's no limp. You better go to the eye doctor and bow-legged walk. Yes.
No.
Maybe he bow-legged, or maybe he was just flexing.
No.
Maybe like McMahon walking.
No.
Maybe he's a hillbilly. Maybe he's like this.
Nope. I'm gonna find all the Goldberg limp comments now.
There are none. He wasn't limping. Anyway, move on.
Limpberg.
No,
Limpberg.
There was no limp there, so he's going to be fine.
The only time
you say things all the time, and then you show a clip, and then it proves you wrong.
He was limping.
Dude, there was no limping.
Oh my God, this is killing me. Come on.
Absolutely not. Anyway, what else is going on in this world besides the limp that doesn't exist?
Let's see. What else we got? Liv Morgan injured on Raw.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Took a bump. I don't know if it was outside the ring, but shoulder injury. Now she's out, which to me is a huge loss for them because she's a very, very big star.
Sure.
And they're saying she could be out for a extended period of time.
Ooh, wasn't there like a storyline where Dominic was flirting with like all the girls in the in that little group? And you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see if she's, if she's recovering and not on the road. Maybe they could do a little love triangle thing, and when she comes back,
She had to roll out of the ring. Let me bring it up here.
Is it her shoulder? Did you say?
Yep, she had to roll out of the ring.
Ugh.
And let's see. Now it's gonna.
She's been a little injury prone, though, hasn't she?
Right here, she's gonna roll out of the ring. On that fall, she landed right on her shoulder.
Knew it. That's a shame.
And she rolled right out, and they had to stop the match, a complete stoppage. And yeah, she's gonna be out for an extended period of time.
That's a shame. Nobody wants that to happen to anyone, especially when you're the hot ticket. So, but she'll get better. Hopefully, it won't take as long as they think it will. And when she comes back, she'll get the pop. And then if she's, still a heel, she'll turn them.
So outside of your pelvis, which we know that was your devastating injury, did you have anything that you felt was like a scare and you got out of the ring quick just to assess the damage?
Never. I never stopped working during the match, but I did crack my head wide open. In New York, I did the I called it the Hoochie Conrana off the apron, and I did it to Steve Corino. And when I came down, I smacked my head against the ring post, and I mean, it rung my bell, but there was still stuff to do. So I just got up and I started walking. Steve was selling, so I started walking away from Steve, and the whole front row said to me, "You're bleeding, you're bleeding." And I was like, "What?" And I went like this, and when I took my hand off, it was covered in blood.
Oof.
So,
Yowzer.
Yeah, I probably should have had stitches, but I was rushed upstairs after the match was over. So medical didn't see me. The doctor didn't see me. And they were pouring peroxide, bottles of peroxide into my head.
Ooh.
And, yeah. And it just, it closed on its own. And then there was another time where my nose broke. And I talked about that before. And I had a slight concussion because I hit my head on the way down, but I was kicked by Rhino's. We talked about it when Rhino was on.
Yep.
It was either Rhino or Sandman's boot. I still don't remember who it was, but I think it was Rhino. And I got up from it, and I was supposed to dance with Chili Willy, and there was just blood gushing. And I said, "I'm not dancing." And I just grabbed the cane and I just kept caning him over and over. Because we were supposed to have this dance off where they play music, I play music. It was just too much because there was just so much blood. And I was just like, And I just caned him. And then,
yikes.
Yeah, Dreamer ran down and carried me to the back like a knight in shining armor.
You're hardcore. You're hardcore.
So hardcore. Those were the worst. Probably the 3 worst injuries. My throat closed also. That was kind of scary. My throat closed after a clothesline from Anthony Durante on to the concrete floor. Because remember, we didn't have mats. And he clotheslined me and he got me right here. And it just, and I couldn't breathe. But I remember gasping for air. And thank God the finish was coming up. And then I just went to the back and I found a place where no one was, and I just cried and cried and tried to get my breath, and finally it took like 10 minutes and then I was able to breathe again. That scared me, but because that never happened to me before. Usually when you take a clothesline, they hit you in this area, not in your throat.
Right.
So it wasn't fun, but I survived it.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
ECW, we didn't take off. You came in hurt. You just kept doing things, and Paul worked around it. And if it was really, really bad, you just signed autographs. That's what we did. We didn't stay home.
And I'm sure all those autographs are on ripped pieces of paper or paper programs or something like that. Because
we had 8x10s. It wasn't like it was the dark ages. There were.
Well, I know that, I get that, but I'm just saying, I've seen some of those old programs that were very cool, black and white.
Gabe Sapolsky used to
those
have
were
the
great.
programs, yeah. And Gabe works for WWE ID.
Yeah.
I was happy to see that because I saw he was following me on X, so I followed him back, and then he wrote me a little note, and I hadn't talked to him in forever. And then I realized, hey, he works for ID, so that's pretty cool. So I'm happy to see that he's employed by them. He's got a good mind for the business,
Oh, 100%. Yeah, well, they're all about Evolve. They've got Evolve on everything. So that's Gabe Sapolsky's baby right there, Evolve.
Sure.
So
pretty cool.
they've been working together for quite a while. But
when I say I just found out, probably a year ago or something, something like that. But I always liked Gabe. He was a good guy.
So we've also got this one was kind of like a hot one, and then it's kind of debunked itself a little bit. Britt Baker, I put 2 extra E in there. Britt Baker close to leaving AEW. But I don't think that's actually the case.
Who put that up recently?
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that floating around, but now again, I don't know if that's actually happening.
Well, they haven't used her in a very long time, correct?
They have not. No,
Yeah.
There was that heat that she had following some Adam Cole breakups. So
did this stem more so from the Alicia Atute Max thing? Because remember, didn't she have
there was that as well? Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then I feel like after that it was all like downhill.
Well,
but I'm thinking, Lon's saying she's under contract, but they're not using her.
No.
So they can give her an out if they wanted to. They're just paying her for no reason. You know what I mean? The only reason to do this is to avoid her from going to WWE. That's the only reason they're probably doing this. So it hurts your character not to be seen, but shit, she's home collecting a paycheck.
Right. And the reason I say it was close to leaving and then it kind of debunked is because her contract is purportedly still running through late 2026.
Yeah.
So she ain't going anywhere. Unless she gets released, she is not going anywhere.
Yeah. So it's like, when that happened to me and they would call me and they'd say, well, you're not on the road. I'd be like, yes, you're getting paid to stay home. I love it. Love to hear it, But when you're in the thick of it and you were on TV and your character's hot and then you just get pulled, that's devastating, So if they are being, I don't want to use the word hateful. I guess it's a smart move if you can afford to do this. But that's another year and how many months? I mean, people won't forget her, but they might not really care.
Right. Yeah, it's exactly right. Yep.
So unless, she signs with WWE and it's this grand thing. And I mean, she can reinvent herself and become a star again. But when you're off TV for a couple years, it's rough. You got to win these people back over.
Yeah.
So... and her style too. Is she going to go to WWE and do the whole blood thing all the time? And
right.
You know what I mean? But I'd like to see her and Mariah May go at it over there.
Blake Monroe. That's not her name anymore.
I saw it. Somebody posted something. There's a porn star named Blake Monroe who is a blonde, older woman. But everybody was tweeting, didn't they fact check this? There's already a porn star that kind of looks like her, but is a tad older and has the same name. So they're saying people will get confused.
They'll buy it. They'll just buy it. They'll make everybody forget about the other Blake Monroe.
the older porn lady, yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do bring her back eventually or if they just let her wait her contract out.
Yeah, because with this audience, I mean, if let's just say for the sake of argument, she's never used again in AEW until the end of 2026.
Right.
Could be a good 2 to 3 years that she hasn't been on TV. People watching might not know who the heck she is at that point.
They might not
versus
know who they might not know who she is, and then the WWE might lose interest because she's not that hot commodity anymore.
right.
It happens.
So there you go. So like, versus Mariah May, Blake Monroe, who now is obviously fresh off their TV and is getting a huge push and is a phenomenal signing for them. And she's going to make tons and tons and tons of money because she was indeed literally right off their TV. So
it's sad. It's sad for the talent, but I don't know if they're making her learn a lesson, if this is a little slap on the wrist, but man, this is a big one. If they don't bring her back and she just sits her contract down, she can't do anything. That's rough. The only consolation is she's making money by saving her body, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I don't know, but I guess that's it.
Well, I mean, the other observation I had, and if anybody wants to drop a question, throw it in the chat. Super chat us now, and we'll get your question up on the screen. My other observation is this. Half the news I went through preparing for this is kayfabe storyline fodder. So it's amazing how much news is kayfabe storyline fodder these days. And they're reporting it like it's legitimately like, oh my God, you'll never believe what Jey Uso had to say post-match. And it's like, I'm going to get you, man. You beat me up after the match. Like, it's mind-boggling to me. Where and why is this line blurred at this rate? Because, yeah, okay, look, not everything was insider dirt and behind the scenes gossip and blah, blah, blah. But that's what 95% of the news was for so long, because that's all anybody cared about. Now it's like, do you really feel the need to click on a thing that says like Randy Orton's shocking post-match comments about blah, blah, blah? It's like, it's just a click on WWE's website. Like, I can't believe that this is news. So it was very hard to find anything that stood out because it's all just furthering storylines.
Yeah, like I saw something, and we talked about this before too. I saw something the other day. Dom and Liv go on a date night for Dom and Liv, or some stupid. And like you click on it, and they're shown like somewhere like hugging each other, and it's like, come on, you don't think we're smart enough to know that this is part of the storyline, and why is it in the news? Now, if it said Raw recap, Dom and Liv went on a date or something like that, then okay, I'm recapping the story that was just shown on Raw. But if they post it like it's real news, it's a waste of time to click on these stories, and it's all over the place. So yeah, there's really not there's only a couple sites that I would trust. One of them being PW Insider, one of them being Fightful with Sean Ross Sapp. I know that they're printing, stories that they've investigated and are believable. This is just for clicks. I don't care that Dom and Liv went on a date. If I did, I would watch Raw to see the date, but it's not real news. It's just a recap. They're just recapping what was on the show, and they're posting it like as legit stories.
Right.
Which is a waste of time, in my opinion. So that's just stupid.
Yeah. Or tweets. They're covering tweets that either are furthering storylines or just a innocuous fan response to something. So a fan says something, a wrestler responds, poof, that's news. And again, is this just because maybe the access isn't what it used to be? Is it not as interesting backstage, or people tightened up? I don't get why there's just not any kind of real news to report out there as much as there maybe was, man, even 10 years ago. It wasn't even, I'm not talking in the 90s. I'm not going back that far. I'm not even going mid 2000s. Like maybe 10 years ago. I remember starting podcasting. There's plenty of backstage stuff going on that you could talk about, but
maybe there's not as many stooges backstage as there used to be.
Yeah, maybe that's
more
true.
People are tight-lipped these days because, man, if you work for a company, you should not be stooging to sheets. You should be loyal to the company that you work for. Keep your mouth shut. don't discuss angles or people that are going to be coming in a couple weeks, but don't say anything. Yeah, right. They work for a sheet. They're going to go and print it. They might not give the source, but we have reliable sources that say blah, blah, blah. Maybe people are becoming more tight-lipped these days and there's not much to talk about. So what are these, rags going to post? They have to post something to get clicks.
Yeah.
And if there's no real news to report, then they got to just post stuff and hope that people believe it. And there are fans who believe that couples that they see on Raw and SmackDown and AEW and this and that are real life couples. They believe it. When in reality, everybody is playing a character and a role and they're actors. And I can't emphasize that enough, but it's real to me, damn it. Okay, then enjoy.
This one site had 4 different posts about Raw, right? But instead of me just going, let me check the Raw results, it was no. One was Corey Graves returns to the commentary booth. One was Goldberg challenges for the title. The other was Asuka comes back as a participant in the Queen of the Ring. And then there was the Raw results. It's like, you just made 4 posts for one show. And I guess it's just a click thing. Like you're saying, it's just me clicky.
It is.
Oh, that saved me the time from actually reading what happened on the show to just go to the thing I want. I mean, it's the ADD generation we've grown with social media.
They get more if you click a number of times, not just once. Yeah, click. You want to see everything? Click 40 stories. There you go. That's how they make their money. So if you're dumb enough to fall for it, keep clicking. I'm not reading any of that stuff. It's ridiculous. But if you would, can you pull up my appearance for next week, please?
Yes, I can, and I will.
Okay. If anybody is in the New Orleans, Louisiana area, I will be appearing for Wildcat Sports. Luke Hawk, Wildcat Wrestling. X-rated. I don't even know what I'm walking into. It's X-rated. It's a 21 and over show. Friday, June 27th. So I'll be doing a meet and greet, I believe, before the show. I don't know. Either before the show or at intermission. I would think before the show. And then I'll be working the show. And not sure what I'm doing on the show, but I'll be doing something. And be working with someone other than Shane. So that should be fun. So they'll probably pair me with some 20-year-old kid. That'll be a good time. So I'm gonna try and look as young as I can. But
maybe they'll call you the MILF of Extreme.
Maybe they will. WKS.eventbrite.com for tickets. Tickets are still available, only limited. I believe there's only 400 tickets. They might be over halfway sold out, I think. So you still have time to pick up your tickets if you're in New Orleans. But this should be a fun one. And I haven't been there, I believe, since 2018, maybe. I think the last time I was there was WrestleCon with Shannon, and that was a really long time ago. So if you're in the area, please come see me, and it'll be a good time. Where can people find you if they want to reach you?
Find me on X at ChattyMB. Find me on Instagram at IB Exclusives. You can catch all the Eyes Up Here episode previews and everything going on in the Eyes Up Here universe on both of those social media channels.
Okay. If you want to catch me on social media, you can find me across the board at ECW Diva Francine. Thank you guys for the well wishes, the prayers. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy. And most of all, I hope you are staying extreme. Take care, guys.
Subscribe to this channel too. We'll catch you later.